talking UFC 170.
Sitting next to me, DC Daniel Cormier. Daniel, how you doing, my man?
Doing pretty good, man. Just to be fighting on the same card as two girls that I went to the Olympic Games with, Ronda and I twice, yeah, it's a big deal. You can say, well, I wrestled in the NCAA championship. Well, you didn't wrestle in the Olympics. Not many people got to do that.
Obviously, a lot has been made of your weight cut.
You're changing weight classes, right?
Yes, I am. I've been fighting at heavyweight. Now I'm going to fight at a weight that's more natural for my body.
Daniel Cormier, you're fighting Sugar Rashad Evans.
Yep.
10 days before this fight, Rashad Evans pops his knee.
Rashad Evans is injured and has to pull out of UFC 170.
I hear about this kid, Patrick Cummins, who was claiming that when he would train with Cormier, he would make Cormier cry. This guy's working in a coffee shop. And I said, you can tell your manager you're all set. You're fighting in the UFC now.
Is there truth to you making him cry?
Yeah, absolutely.
You've completely put yourself in my crosshairs. You're going to suffer for your words. It's probably the biggest mistake Pat Cummins has ever made in his entire life.
Life is about opportunities. This guy got an opportunity, he jumped on it.
This is my dream. This is the fast track. There's nothing better.
What's gonna happen? We never know what's gonna happen. MMA is crazy, anything can happen.
Come out and watch the fights. I promise you we're going to put on a good show, and who doesn't want to go to Vegas?
While Patrick Cummins jumped at his first opportunity to fight on the big stage, not every unseasoned fighter would have the confidence to do so. 2 years into Daniel Cormier's MMA career, his management approached him about entering the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix, and he had a different reaction entirely.
They started talking about this tournament. Fedor, Bigfoot, Overeem, Verdun, Josh Barnett. Now, I just had my fingers crossed. I was like, please don't try to put me in this tournament. They were like, well, you're going to be an alternate. And I was like, I don't even know if I want to be an alternate. I mean, big old hulking guys. I mean, I'm 5'10", you know? And they called me 5 weeks' notice to fight Bigfoot Silva in Cincinnati. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Please welcome to the cage the U.S. Olympian, Daniel Cormier.
When I fought Bigfoot Silva, bro, I hadn't even been fighting 2 years. It was short of my 2-year anniversary in MMA when I was standing across the cage against Bigfoot, who had just beat Fedor. What have I gotten myself into this time?
Look how big Silva's hands are compared to Cormier's, my goodness.
I was nervous, and then when we started fighting, I was like, man, this is, I mean, I belong at this level.
Wow! Dominating tag! Silva with the right hand!
This kid is dangerous for everybody.
The jab from Cormier. Oh, God! Down goes Silva! Cormier has done it! Cormier makes it to the fight!
A guy like Bigfoot Silva is a guy that you just don't walk in and beat in the first round, especially in the way that Cormier did.
Heavyweight World Grand Prix here in San Jose. Daniel Cormier, Josh Barnett for all the marbles. Boy, no feeling up process. These guys are going right at it. He hurts Barnett, beginning to go in for that kill.
Daniel Cormier threw him around like he was a rag doll.
And a slam takedown by Cormier. I don't know if I've ever seen Barnett's face look like it does right now.
He is now the Strikeforce Heavyweight World Grand Prix Tournament Champion, Daniel Cormier.
After I won that tournament, man, it just seemed like everything kind of just changed. And then ever since, it's kind of been no turning back. You can't go backwards after you fight Josh Barnett and Bigfoot Silva.
Daniel Cormier comes into the UFC and everyone wants to know right away how it's going to play out, who he's going to face.
Cormier made his debut against Frank Mir, former UFC heavyweight champion, longtime veteran, one of the real greats of the sport.
The UFC respects what I have done in Strikeforce and carries water. You don't get those types of fights. You don't get to stand across the cage from Frank Mir, a guy that was a 2-time champion, most wins in heavyweight history. You have to earn those fights.
Frank Mir says he's never been in better shape, and he says he's never been more focused for another run at the title than he is right now.
Good. Here we go.
Good punches by Daniel. Good combination by Cormier.
So explosive, and the pace and pressure he keeps right here is what has made him successful.
Daniel Cormier pretty much has his way with Frank Mir. Outboxes him, really just beat him in every area.
And he did the same thing with Roy Nelson.
Swing and a miss.
And he can do that basically to anybody he wants. Nice knee to the body.
And the big right hand. Oh, left hand. And a nice combination.
Nice front kick.
In my opinion, Daniel Cormier is the #2 heavyweight in the world right now, and he's giving that up to move down to 205 pounds.
Here's the thing about Daniel Cormier. He's always been an undersized heavyweight. Daniel Cormier was a light heavyweight in a heavyweight's body, fighting guys who were much bigger than him.
Daniel Cormier is dropping down to 205, as he often said he would, a lot because of who holds the belt at heavyweight.
Daniel Cormier trains alongside UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez. Those two have built a very special bond in their time together.
And as it becomes more evident that Cain Velasquez is going to be sitting atop that throne, it was important for the decision to be made.
My chance to be the champion is at 205. I don't want to fight Cain. With him being hurt right now, it's tough on me because I don't have my main partner, but he comes here to give moral support, and he's a great friend and great asset. A lot of my success is directly because of him, because every day, if I didn't get better, he would just mow right through me. Most days, I'd have to crawl out of the cage or the ring. Because of that, he helped me. And now, my skills match where I am mentally, physically. It's time to actually take on that part of MMA, and I'm ready for it.